Good afternoon everyone, I'm Catherine from Altrincham Physiotherapy Clinic, and today we're just going to do a short 5-minute session on accessing your abs, a nice simple way to get started. So we're going to go into lying onto your back. Make sure that you've got a pillow or towel in underneath the back of your head for that little bit of support. And we're going to start with knees folded, feet flat, bring your feet together. Then from feet being together, if you turn your toes out, bring your heels in line, you're bringing your thighs into that parallel line position there. Resting your hands then onto those bones either sides of your pelvis, and we'll start with a nice pelvic tilt. So gently tucking your tailbone under just to curl round, softening through the base of the back, and release. And you can use your fingertips onto those bones either sides of your pelvis so that we're getting that little bit of feedback through the fingertips there of that small movement that we can get. Don't push into pain, but feel a gentle stretch. Go as far as you feel comfortable with, and then release. Now, if we come to stop then with these bones into what we'd call our neutral position, or if you imagine there were headlights attached to these bones, as you tuck under, they come to point further towards you, and as you release, they maybe go and point further down. That neutral position is with those headlights shining forwards and up. You'll feel that your back isn't completely flattened as it was a moment ago, but equally there shouldn't be a big space here, so that we're stopping with these bones into that mid position. Securing that position then, we're going to draw your tummy button gently through to your spine to engage those deep stabilising muscles across your pelvis. So we're gently thinking of a drawing inside. Sometimes people find it beneficial to access with their pelvic floor muscles, so that sensation of slowing down passing water. If you feel into your tummy, just in an inch and down an inch from those bones, you won't see anything happening really on the outside, but you may feel a gentle firming, and as you release, that area feels a little bit softer. We're going to access these muscles a little more then, over a count of 3. So if we gently draw in, tightening gently against those fingertips. 1, 2, 3, and then release. And then we feel that softening. It's not a sharp or fast exercise at all. It's very deep inside. So we'll do that again, gently tightening up. 1, 2, 3, and release. And again. 1, 2, 3, and release. And it's this sensation, 1, 2, 3, and release, that we want to hold in the background as we go on further through some more abdominal exercises. So switching on with that low control, that slight squeeze into that lower tummy, drawing your tummy button through to your spine. We're imagining now that we've placed a spirit level across those bones at the front of the hips. The ribs are down, your arms lengthen away, palms down, and we're going to do our hundreds level 1 exercise. So breath in, we prepare, and then with the out breath, we'll start to pulse from the shoulders. Everything else nice and still though. So out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Movement only coming from the shoulder there, keeping that sensation into the lower tummy. The ribs are down. We're not rocking at the legs or bouncing with the ribs or nodding at the chin. Small pats. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let your arms come to rest gently by your sides. Fantastic. So now we've really got those lower tummy muscles engaging. We're going to go into some scissors. So as we breathe out, we'll scoot one hip and knee up to 90 into that single tabletop, and then we'll place that foot back down. Over to the opposite. Drawing that hip and knee to 90, placing that foot back down. And we're walking that side to side as we lift and lower.
Again, you can use your fingertips to feel into the lower tummy, to feel those muscles working. And we're not rocking, flattening the back or arching away at all. This is option 1, and you can stay here. But option 2, to increase the lower abdominal work that little bit more, we can work into our double tabletop position. To do that, we'll float one hip and knee to 90. Imagine those springs running between your ribs and pelvis. We're tightening as the ribs soften down, but we don't flatten the back, and we bring the second leg into that double tabletop, feeling that increased load into those lower tummy muscles. We can pause and then lower one foot to rest, lower the second foot to rest. Alternate with the leg that leads. So leading with the opposite leg first this time, then again tightening those springs, pulling the second leg up to meet it into that double tabletop position. Pause and then lower and lower. And we can continue here, getting that little bit more loading into the lower tummy muscles, and making sure that we alternate with the leg that leads first, but not straining at all into the lower back. If you're comfortable in your double tabletop when you come to here, then we can progress on again and go into our scissors level 2. So from the double tabletop position, we lower from the hip to dip the toe down as if you're dipping into water, and it floats straight back up. We alternate this side to side. The pelvis is level, we're not flattening or rounding through the lower back, and you'll definitely feel those lower tummy muscles increasing in work as we lower to tap the toe down and back to 90. Tap and return. Work up to around 5 each side. If you need to stop before, if you felt your lower back at all, you do, and you can always reset yourself or go back to one of the previous levels. But definitely then, once you've done around your 5 each side, come down for a breather, for a rest, and we'll progress on to working a little bit more into the upper tummy muscles. So, leaving the feet rested, we're going to reach those hands away, down and onto the thighs. And first of all, we're going to slide the fingertips towards the knees and then gently press into the thighs, feeling a little tightening into the upper tummy, but we're not lifting or straining with the head and neck here. And then we'll slide your hands back down. And again, we're still into our neutral position across the pelvis. We're feeling that sensation of tightening through the lower tummy. And this is a prep movement for our abdo prep, starting to get those muscles switching on. If you know that you're not comfortable through the back of your neck to lift the head and neck, this might be as far as you want to come. If we know that you can lift with the head and neck, you can bring your hands to the back of your head there, elbows nice and wide, and we can build from that sensation of tightening in underneath the rib cage. So as we breathe out, we tighten those springs, and this time scoop up into that full abdo prep position. And then we lengthen and lower slowly back down. And again, breathing out, we scoop forwards and up, feeling the upper tummy work, and then we lengthen and lower back down. Now the fingertips are there to give a little bit of support to the weight of the head, but not to do the movement. So you could have one arm down by your sides, or you could have both arms down by your sides if you prefer. But as you come back down, make sure that you do let the head and neck come to rest. And we want that little bit of space just underneath the chin so that we know we're not straining into the back of the neck. Feel those muscles working hard as we draw the weight of the head up and then releasing as we come down. And we'll just do 2 more here. And then we're going to put some of those things together into one last exercise. So we're going to do our hundreds exercise here, progressing through the levels. Come as far as you feel comfortable with. Add in the progressions that you've been happy to do as we've gone through this little series. So, arms reaching away, palms down, neutral position at the pelvis. And our option 1, we start nice and simply, just pulsing from the shoulders as we did at the beginning of the set. Little presses down towards the floor. First progression though, we scoot one hip and knee up to 90. So we've taken away that little bit of stability. Again, nothing else moves, no bouncing at the ribs, no bouncing at the foot. Head and neck nice and relaxed. If you're going to stay with one leg lifted, maybe do a set of 10 pats and then bring the foot back down and change over. If you're comfortable with your double tabletop though, let's draw that second leg up. So now we're in our double tabletop position and we're continuing with those small pulses from the shoulders. Again though, extra and last little progression. If you're happy with your abdo prep, scoot forwards and up into that position, continuing to keep those small pulses going, keeping everything else nice and still, and we'll really feel through those abs that we've been able to access all of those areas. And once we've come to stop, we'll let the head and neck come to rest down, bring one foot down, bring the second foot down. And what you might want to do just at the end is to rock the knees side to side, just to soften through the base of the back. Give a little stretch through the abs where we've worked. So I hope that's helped you just to have a little bit of an idea of things that you can do to access your abs. Next, we're going to do something called awesome abs, so a little bit more of a progression.